Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo. Should Elon Musk buy Twitter? Actually, is that viable to begin with, to become X, the app for everything? Is that something that might be interesting? I've got a lot of thoughts, but let me first say, I'm not necessarily a fan of Tesla. I've never wanted a vehicle produced by Tesla. I don't find them all that interesting, but remember, I'm not really a car guy, not much of a gadget enthusiast. All I'm saying is that I am not a part of the cult of Elon Musk, those who, live and breathe for everything he says and does. I'm just going to say that up front. I do believe that Twitter has been in sore need for disruption's the wrong word. Evolution, I think, is the right word. It has not necessarily been stagnant, but what they've been trying to do hasn't necessarily landed. They've been needing to roll out features they're just now beginning to roll out. I mean, for example, the edit button, right? This has been talked about for years. It was a joke, really. It was eventually then, over the past few days, rolled out, at least internationally, but you have to pay Twitter to subscribe to the ability to edit a tweet within a certain period of time. Something so basic. And don't get me wrong, I think I've even gone on record to say I have no problem paying for Twitter if it offers something of value to me in return. And right now, nothing that Twitter Blue has to offer, including the ability to edit a tweet, could justify $3 a month, $5 a month. As much as I use Twitter, as much as I enjoy Twitter, as much as Twitter is probably my go-to social network, I don't really know if Twitter leadership has really understood the value of Twitter. So from that aspect, I don't believe Elon Musk is incorrect in suggesting that it should be different. Does that automatically mean that it should be like WeChat out of China, the everything app? I don't know. If that were the direction it would take, it would probably become more like Facebook and less like Twitter, which would get even further away from the whole reason I've enjoyed being on Twitter. If I would want to see any changes, well, I guess so. Twitter changes, why not? If I would want to see any changes with Twitter, it wouldn't necessarily be to take it private. It would be to open it up so that anybody would be able to write to this commons, so that anybody would be able to access what it is that Twitter has to offer. And granted, keep in mind, gotta have boundaries. This doesn't mean it's a free-for-all, all right? I gotta be very clear about that. Doesn't mean you can say and do anything with impunity. No. I don't believe that to be the case in real life. If you commit a crime, you are de facto a criminal, right? And there are certain rules and regulations, and I'm not saying that there's legalities that are tied into crimes related to Twitter and what you might do on Twitter. Still, there are boundaries in terms of service. I do believe in that. I don't believe it should just be unrestricted, unfettered, uncontrolled. That would just be absolute chaos. But I don't think Elon's wrong. I think it needs to evolve. That said, I think it needs to evolve in a more a public way, a more open source way, not a public, a publicly traded company. When I say public, I want to be clear about that, but not private. That we've done that. We've done both of those things, and we see what happens. Why would we just want to repeat that? Why would we want to take what has been working well with Twitter and water it down or potentially destroy it? Is Elon Musk, if this does happen, if it's forced to happen, buying Twitter, given that now we've already experienced a brain drain from Twitter after all this hullabaloo started, however long, months ago, are we losing the very value? Is Twitter losing its soul? Has it lost its soul? I mean, to me right now, it's still functioning. It still offers what I might need from a network, and nothing else comes close. And you can sit there and tell me, oh, well, Mastodon and this platform and that platform, they're like Twitter, but they're this and that. The world's on Twitter, right? My concern, should Elon take it over, isn't that it necessarily becomes worse. Theoretically, I hope. anytime there are any kind of changes, you got to plan for the worst. But it becomes a Digg 2.0, right? Digg was just the social network site where you could post, what you wanted and get upvoted and get to the front page, massive traffic, sent to here, there, and wherever. But then they rolled out a design change and really eschewed community and really ignored what it was that made Digg valuable, to the point where everyone left. Then it became Reddit's game, right? That's when Reddit really started to take off, really started to rise, because it was all Digg versus Reddit, right? And even before then, long ago, it was usually Slashdot, right? So any kind of changes, managerial changes, could impact fundamentally the value of that service. That would be my concern, if anything. Not that it would go private. It would be concerning, but not as concerning as it would be if it were to change its DNA and change the value prop. For me, as someone who's been using Twitter from pretty much almost the beginning and enjoying it and loving it, it is my go-to for so many different reasons. I'm not going to, dive into all those reasons, because I'm not sure that's really the topic of discussion at this point. But my question is, do you believe Twitter could be better if it were run differently, if it were run by Elon Musk, if it were run as a private company, if it were run in a more open source way? That's my question to you.